James Hetfield, The Marshall Era, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning. Friends, what we are trying to achieve here today is a recreation of those vintage Metallica album tones. There is no better time than now to be a guitarist. Just listen to this. That, my friends, was created without the use of a guitar amp. It's an amp sim. I simply plug my guitar straight into my interface. I dialed in my tone on the computer. What amp sim, you ask? Good question. So what I was going for was that hot-rodded Marshall-esque tone. No amp does those tones better than a Friedman. So I went looking. I found SOUNDLABS, FLAGSHIP. Quick rundown. So FLAGSHIP, it's by SOUNDLABS. It consists of 3 separate amps. It looks to me like we have the Brown Eye, BE, Double J, and the extremely rare Naked amp. This was made famous by the use of a perfect circle. We can talk more about that amp later. If it's something you want to see, just let me know. Anyways, back to it. In search of that rotted Marshall sound, the Brown Eye seems more than fitting. I know that on Ride the Lightning, James made use of a JCM 800. James threw a tube screamer out front. So I simply loaded up the BE, I dialed in my tone, I put in an onboard boost from the pedal board section of the amp sim. We achieved a very convincing Ride the Lightning tone. I'm sure you'll agree. So with our Ride the Lightning tone covered, what about Kill 'Em All?
Right. We got some maniacs here tonight.
Probably should have tested that out first, but given it's the first album, but we'll do this one second.
Is everyone ready to seek and...
Again, this sounds great. I simply dialed in your typical scooped thrash metal tone. I need to add, James Hetfield did make use of a rat. I found myself this free one, and I simply placed it in front of the amp sim. So with all that being said, this has got to be one of the greatest amp sims I've ever played through. It sounds simply phenomenal. Even if it's just a practice tool, I recommend you go at least try the free trial for 14 days. I was trying to nail a vintage Hetfield Metallica tone today, and this thing just crushed it. Thanks as always for watching. Let me know what you think, or if you want me to try out something else on the channel, and I'll see you next time.